Hello, good morning guys. Nandito ako ngayon sa Gnomesville sa may Ferguson Valley. Welcome to Gnomesville. Tabi sa mga puno, ayan o. Ayan guys, see, yan maliliit, yan sa taas, yan dito, meron malaki dito, ayan o. Yan guys. Ang dami guys, oh. Paikot yan. Ito pala yung lugar na to guys, eh. Tinatawag nilang Gnomesville.
Well, we think there's about 10,000 at the moment. We actually have permission to do a Guinness Book of Records count, to actually count them, because at the moment the record for the most gnomes or pixies in one location is about 2,000 in England somewhere, which, yeah, this just kills that. So it's on the intersection of Wellington Mill Road and Ferguson Road in the Shire of Dardanup, which is about a half an hour out the back of Bunbury and 2 hours south of Perth. We've got gnomes here from all over the world. There's gnomes that are from, through South Africa and Asia, and different gnomes that people have brought with them.
I've been here and people brought suitcases of them, so unbelievable stuff happens here at times. So I keep away because it's just.
It's funny, people either love it or get really freaked out, like there are just too many eyes looking at me, and I don't know why.
There's the bussing gnomes who like to travel. We have the garden gnomes who are here for a while but then wander off, because garden gnomes are prone to wandering. Our forest gnomes stay where they are, so the original gnomes are the forest gnomes. So there's several different communities. You'll never see the pixies or the fairies or the trolls because they are deeper in the forest. Through time, I have been force-fed gnome history. The gnome women always give birth to twins. They can live to be about 3,000 years old. Gnomes are supposedly 7 times stronger than we are. They're a social community. They only have 2 or 3 dreaded enemies, one of which, according to mythology, is called a stock gurgle. It's a gross-looking creature which is huge, overweight, amazingly hairy, and drips mucus from every orifice of its body. Now, snot gurgles are not very nice because they will actually kill gnomes, whereas trolls, the ones that like to live under bridges and cause all sorts of mischief, they will torture gnomes, but they very rarely kill a gnome, unless the gnome is nervous and dies during the torture. So that's a little bit of the history that I know about gnomes.
What I love is, to this day, no one has actually confessed to putting out the first gnome, so no one knows how it actually started. On this intersection there was a tiny little school bus accident. No one got hurt, it was just a little fender bender between a school bus and a car. And so the Shire decided that they'd build the roundabout that's here. Now, without Gnomesville, this intersection would see 3 cars a day. It's in the middle of nowhere, really. Anyway, so the locals, when they started to build the roundabout, hated it.
The locals and the ratepayers protested because it was a lot of expense there, and then people in their protests started putting figures into the centre of the roundabout.
When the roundabout got finished, it became the Gnomes Oval, and they put football posts in the roundabout and painted them in jerseys, and every night the players would change and the scoreboard would change and new spectators had come. It says an awful lot about the people who live around here.
So it was a cutesy pie thing, but then more and more gnomes just kept coming, and so eventually, as a community, we actually had a survey and we asked everyone what they thought about Gnomesville. Should we get rid of it and should we completely quit it? And anyway, the survey results came back and everyone in the valley said, no, let's keep it. And that's when we moved it from the roundabout to the side. But then over time, the general public have embraced it, and we just have more gnomes than we can handle now, and they're invading private property. One of the landowners made a gnome detention centre, and even that got so filled up with, she kept putting gnomes that she found on her property in detention.
We intend to put a bridge across the river there and get that, because that's an old rail reserve. And if you have a look, there's some having trouble swimming here at the moment. We haven't wanted to be policemen, we haven't wanted to do this. Is an enjoyable area. Love it and leave it, but don't mess it up, is kind of how you...
It seems to be the invasion of the Gnomon Empire. There's nothing we can do about it. They're making a short film on me now because they've realised they've got this crazy batshit woman who's full of so many stories. Now Rex is the king of the gnomes. He's about 1,565 years old now, I think, or around that. I used to respond to the letters that were put in the little box down at Gnomesville, but that was getting vandalised and we were getting obscene letters rather than cute letters. But if people send a letter to the post office to Rex Gnome, Rex will respond, yes. Rex's secretary will respond, and that would be me, yes. Oh, here's the letter. So it says, Gnomesville, knock, knock. Now, I would imagine one would have to say who's there, but no, it just says, gnomes live here. It's okay to have a busted up tramp like Snow White living here, who gnomes she can be given STDs to. Thanks, all thanks. This is a misnomer. Gnomes do not have any sexually transmitted diseases. None at all. They're immune. Emma and Mandy Gardner steal gnomes from here all the time. Emma is a crack whore, stealing bitch. Well, this is one of the reasons why we stopped receiving letters from Gnomesville, but I'm certain that Emma has seen the problem in the way that she's behaving, and the gnome curse to someone who steals.
Ito na yung highway ng Ferguson. Highway. Okay guys, ito yung sasakyan ko. Dito na ako. So yun lang guys. Naikot na natin yung Gnomesville. Uwi na kami. See you next time. My next vlog.